Made YouTube videos of my losing semifinals. I'm like, whatever. People are just so dumb.
Sabinelisickifansss.
Very well executed drop shot there.
Missed it.
Round 50.
You can just see that Wozniacki is getting irritated by her opponent's play out here now. She's starting to really show it, but that'll feed for Niculescu.
But I think that's not something that
I'm just saying it's not sportsmanlike with the way that she grunted on the shot.
Yeah, I think in the last point, Wozniacki did one of her own, didn't she? Just in response to Niculescu. Wozniacki's really not impressed here.
Yeah, for sure, because that's the only way she can win.
That's your opinion, but my opinion is that she's playing and that's regular. What you're doing?
It doesn't in the rule book that you're not allowed to grunt when the opponent's about to hit. It is clear in the rule book.
She's grunting a little bit later than it is. It depends if
It's
the pass
normal.
ball or not.
No, it's not.
Well, it is.
Sometimes she goes,
When the ball is
oh!
going up,
And then she goes,
and
when I'm about to hit the ball.
I'm not going to act on this one.
Oh, Wozniacki's doing all the explaining. And that will do the trick. The winning machine rolls on in 2018. Caroline Wozniacki, world #1, Grand Slam champ. And she's on course here for the crown.
That you were upset and claiming that she was grunting when you were trying to hit the ball. Can you just explain from your side what was...
Let him know to pay attention to her grunting, because she'll hit the ball and 2 seconds later when the ball is on my side and I'm right about to hit, it's disturbing. It's one thing if you hit the ball, you start grunting straight away, then you can grunt a little longer and I don't have a problem with that. But it's when you're about to hit. So I was just making sure that the umpire was paying attention to that. And she stopped doing it after.
Arena. It took some doing, figuring things out. Serena's too.
I'm doing well, okay?
Those commands were just disrespectful.
Yeah, I know.
Just straight disrespectful.
You can build a few out if you want, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. The time's right. You know.
Time.
All right, Kate, come on.
After a tough struggle and the battle on the court. Williams, triple match point. And she slams the door with a hold and love. Make no mistake, a lot of respect was earned tonight for Sloane Stephens and her game. And the young American versus the top American. And the veteran comes out on top. Straight sets win.
Oh, I thought it was good. Marissa Tor isn't sure. Normally when you kind of linger. Oh no, it is wide. Well, if it's the mark that... Yeah, if it's the mark that the camera panned in on, it looked like it was in. Difficult to tell. Well, she wants the supervisor called, Zheng Shuai, which I don't think is going to happen. Marissa Tort is finding it all quite amusing.
That's yours.
Wow, can you believe this? Can you believe this? She has retired from this match. I mean, we saw the doctor there. Clearly nothing is wrong with her. She was in floods of tears at the sit down there.
I did not think that my first WTA success would cause such a big storm, and I'm extremely sorry for what happened. I respect Zheng Shuai as a person and just as much as an athlete. It was never my intention to disrespect, to upset, or to hurt anybody, let alone Zheng Shuai. I do realize I shouldn't have celebrated the way I celebrated after the match, and I am sorry for that. But I got caught up by my emotions, by the heat of the match, and I got caught up by the moment. I focused on tennis. I didn't want to win like that. I hope that in the future I will have the opportunity to sit down and talk with Zheng Shuai and tell her how badly I feel that our match ended this way.
But now has 2 match points. It's wide, and Williams battles through the pain, and she's in the final in Wuhan.
Quite remarkable. One of the best matches of the year, and it's Venus Williams who makes another huge final.
Never right off Venus Williams. She comes through in 2 hours and 42 minutes.
这个动作意思是他有稍微拉到吗？教练非常的紧张，因为看到他现在，是不是拉伤了什么肌肉？看来是大腿吗？左大腿吗？主审现在跳下来询问他的身体的状态，还是他捂住的他的手腕？ 哦，好，相当不妙的感觉。这很少看到，他现在必须要一个 medical timeout。哇，量血压吗？因为还是他突然感觉到 dizzy 有点晕眩的感觉，所以裁判这个医护人员现在在帮他量血压。哎呀呀！第6个双发失误在这个时候出现。虽然说的是再被Ivanovic发破回这个发球，双方现在在第3盘战成4-4平手。最终赢了 Ivanovic， 球拍都丢掉了，太开心了。真是一项精彩的比赛，不是说因为他击败了 Sharapova， 不是说因为他晋级了这场比赛最后的冠亚军赛，是因为比赛的过程这样的起伏，这样。
I love the US Open, and I think you know I have so many fans here, and you know I think it's a tournament that I always look forward to. I think it was a little bit unfortunate scheduling this year. You know, I think there's ways to respect players and respect rankings and respect people who have done well here in the past, and you know there was a few things that could have been I think a little better, and yeah, that's that. But at the end of the day, regardless of where you play, she played really well today and she deserved to win.
Any examples of what you want changed?
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, putting out a schedule where the number 5 in the world is playing on court 5, 5th match on after 11, I think that's unacceptable. You know, and when you look on center court, I understand completely the business side of things and everything, but someone who comes back from a drug sentence and you know, performance-enhancing drugs, and then you know all of a sudden gets to play every single match on center court, I think that's a questionable thing to do. You know, I think it doesn't set a good example, and I think someone who has fought their way back from injury and is 5 in the world deserves to play on a bigger court than court number 5. And
I mean, regards to scheduling, as you know, I don't make the schedule, and you know, I'm a pretty big competitor, and if you put me out in the parking lot of Queens in New York City, I'm happy to play there. That's not what matters to me. All that matters to me is I'm in the 4th round, and yeah, I'm not sure where she is.
No, go for it. Go for it. We're hearing the good and the bad, so go for it. Yeah. It's a stupid question. I was just wondering if you could hear Christina yell Forza on your unforced errors and if it was annoying to hear that, but I don't want to.
No, I think she speaks like 25 languages, I heard, so.
Next question, please.
Game Stevens. Stevens leads 5 games to 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Pavlyuchenkova is now receiving medical timeout.
Stay forward. Not one time the whole set after the second visit did you.
On this second day in Beijing in the books, and only 2 of them went 3 sets. Well, this will join them as a third is underway.
What's disrespectful? You call the physio at 5'2". You're not even injured. For a moment, stop. Don't be ridiculous. Please, don't be ridiculous. You want to call your coach? No, you're disrespectful. It's fine. Okay, me too. So that's fine. Good. You can figure it out. Good. Play the third set. It's fine. You got what you wanted. You got the physio, so I don't see what the problem is.
We still have a match to finish.
She called the physio. She got the physio. She got what she wanted. So fine. I don't know why she's complaining. I'm allowed to say that. But I'm allowed to say whatever I want. I spoke to you about it. I didn't address her at all. So she got what she wanted. She got the physio. You are, and you got what you wanted. And so I did not address you. I addressed her.
But you did it for me, and I heard.
I addressed her. I addressed her, and I spoke to her, and you got your video, and that's fine. So leave it alone. I did not speak to you. I did not speak to her at all. Pam, I did not address her. I spoke to her. I had a conversation with her, and she's saying I'm being disrespectful because I was spoken to her. Or didn't hear anything.
Ms. Pavlyuchenkova has your best coach.
Ton attitude, s'il te plaît. Il y a toujours quelque chose. Début du deuxième. Calme-toi, d'accord?
Well, that's a big point here.
Whoa,
Yep.
and Sloane's still upset.
She's upset because you know what Pavlyuchenkova tried to do? She really tried to hit right at her and with that overhead instead of putting it away somewhere else.
Yeah, and Sloane, we hope you're not a good lip reader, because she said, and we'll paraphrase, that mean person tried to hit right at me. And Pavlyuchenkova leans in, and for the first time in 3 years, Sloane Stevens has a victory on Asian soil. We'll see how the exchange at the net goes, as there was some contentious moments. But in the end,
观众朋友们，让我们恭喜斯蒂芬斯获得了本场比赛的胜利，并成功晋级下一轮的比赛。
well, 3 sets is what it takes for Sloane Stevens to get across the line, and they took an extra moment as Pavlyuchenkova and Stevens were.
I wanted to let you know that a few days ago I received a letter from the ITF that I had failed a drug test at the Australian Open. I did fail the test, and I take full responsibility for it.
I was very shocked and disappointed.
as I've said many times before, she was an idol of mine growing up. So to think of your childhood idol and wonder if it was a lie, it really affected me a lot.
Maria Sharapova, is that still the case? How do you feel about her being given a wild card into Stuttgart and possibly even the French Open?
I don't think that's right, you know. She's a cheater, and so to me, I mean, I don't think a cheater in any sport should be allowed to play that sport again. You know, it's so unfair to all the other players who, you know, do it the right way and are true. So, yeah, I think from the WTA it sends the wrong message to young kids, you know, cheat and we'll welcome you back with open arms. So I don't think that's right, and, you know, definitely not someone I can say I look up to anymore because it's definitely ruined it for me a little bit.
I don't. I'm way above that. I don't need to comment on that.
And I want to know what do you think about your next rival, Jenny Bouchard, who called you a cheater and said that you should not play anymore.
I already commented about those comments from her last week, and I'm sure the WTA would be happy to provide you a transcript of that.
She has done it. What a statement when you put together the best matches of 2017, because that's lighted this crowd here in Madrid. Some of the very best of the WTA right there.
I definitely had some extra motivation going into today. Obviously, I had never beaten her before, and also given the circumstances, I was actually quite inspired before the match because I had a lot of players coming up to me privately, wishing me good luck, players I don't normally speak to, and getting a lot of texts from people in the tennis world that were just rooting for me. So I wanted to do it for myself, but also for all of these people, so I really felt support.
But yeah, you know, I was on the court and I was motivated, and obviously there was all of the off-court controversy, which I think made into a very tense match. And I went out, and once I got on the court, I put everything else to the side, and I just wanted to, you know, play as well as I could, and definitely had a little bit of extra motivation to kind of do it for all of us who have been fair to the sport and who have played the sport the true way it's meant to be played.
The aggression coming from Brody. Oh. So this is what Brody's arguing about.
You'll see on the replay. No way.
So the WTA supervisor Tony Cho's coming out onto court to deal with this, because Brody is saying that there is no way that Ostapenko has accidentally hit the ball boy with the racket. The racket flung, you won't have just seen.
Now, the interesting thing here is you wonder whether Brody should just keep out of this debate. She's now winning the tiebreaker, momentum with her. She's wanting a Violation against Ostapenko. Not a situation she wants to get so emotional over, because the issue is with her opponent.
Well, Brody won the point, fair and square. That's not in debate. She should be disqualified, says Brody. I think that may be taking things too far, but she certainly feels aggrieved that Ostapenko has not been punished in some way. Let's see it again.
There's another look. Great forehand from Brody. The chuck of the racket.
And now Ostapenko is talking to the umpire, the chair umpire, having received a code violation.
Ostapenko needs to be careful here. The crowd are not with her. Slow capping her back onto court. And we see it one more time. Aggressive chuck of the racket. And that is the reaction from her opponent.
Thank you.
4-2.
And again, as she stares down her opponent too.
Yeah, set match. Brody. Who says to 1, 4, 6.
One of the most incredible comebacks we've seen on the centre court at the ASB Tennis Arena. 2 match points she saved. And still the tension is being felt. As Naomi Brody, we get a smile to relieve some of that tension. It may stand a while, not happy with the sportsmanship of her opponent. And still Brody goes at it.
Well, they're still having words with each other. Just the height of competitiveness. No love lost between those two this afternoon.
And then the crowd just got behind me, and you guys are just awesome, and thank you so much.
From Germany, please welcome Sabinelisickifansss.